I was 26 years old when I became a head coach. I thought I had it all figured out. I knew exactly what I was going to do, where we were going. The X's and O's parts, most folks are probably really comfortable with that by the time they're ready to take on that head coaching job. And they may even be really good at managing their coaches as well. But I would say managing your coaches is one of the biggest tasks you have to learn. You've got to learn that fine line between, hey, I want you to do it this way, and convincing them that this is the best way to do it and getting them all on the same page. You've got to build loyalty with your assistant coaches, and it's a two-way street. You've got to show them loyalty by not micromanaging them, but if you've got something that you want to fix, you got to point it out to them, but you got to let them coach. I think if you walk in and sat down my assistants today, I think you'd find that I let my guys coach. And there's times I let them make mistakes so that they can figure out that that's not necessarily the route we want to go. As a head coach, there's so much administrative stuff that's not football related that occupies so much of your time as a head coach. I almost look at myself today as a CEO. I organize and manage basically kind of a business or a program. I try to clear the path so my coaches can coach. I take care of the equipment. I take care of dealing with the trainers, dealing with the parents. Those are things I do so my coaches can coach. It's the non-football stuff that a head coach, a first-year head coach, can be overwhelming that I take on and do because I've done it for a while, but a first-year coach, it might be a good idea to delegate a lot of those things to some of your assistants to give them some responsibilities as well. I'm also the fill-in guy when we have a lot of lay coaches that if there's somebody that doesn't show up, man, one day I may be coaching D-line during individual, the next day I may be coaching quarterbacks during individual. So it's just one of those things that I'm kind of that filler guy, and it works out pretty well for us. The second thing I would look for is, can you build a relationship with players? I'm not talking at them, I'm talking with them. And the one thing I do as a coach does not walk out of this building each night without me saying, hey, thanks. Thanks, Andy, for your work today. You did a good job. Our parents are tremendously supportive. Sometimes we got to pull them back in a little bit. That's the parents of our day. But our parents are very supportive. They run our booster club. With us being a Catholic school, we hold one fundraiser a year, and it's a bingo night. It raises good money for us. So we're very fortunate that our parents do that for us. I kind of give them some guidelines. Also, with being a Catholic school, we have an advancement program here as well that's raising money for the school. So we have to walk a very fine line to make sure that we're not double dipping, if you will, into certain pockets from people who want to support football but also want to support the school that the advancements are hitting. We've run this bingo now for about 12 years. It's a good solid fundraiser. It allows us to do some extra things for the kids, and we've been very blessed with that. When you have a big program and when you have something major that needs to be done, and we're sitting in the basement of a 90-year-old building is our locker room, and it was, up until this time, it looked like the basement of a 90-year-old building. We had to get a lot of our board members literally on board to come down to see what our kids were dealing with, what we're working with. To be the all-time winningest program in the state of Indiana and to have the locker room facility that we had was quite frankly embarrassing. And we traipsed enough folks with enough right donors that walking through here that really, quite frankly, we're looking at a safety issue at this point. We need to fix this. And we were fortunate enough to have enough support. Our administration had enough foresight to start planning in advance. But this took an entire summer to redo down here. So literally last summer, they returfed our field as well. So we bussed off campus for our workouts last summer. The freshmen would go, they do their workouts, they come back, we get on that bus after lifting weights and having meetings, and then we'd go do our on-the-field stuff. So the logistics of doing all that was kind of a mess last year, but we have a beautiful facility that we moved in on the first day of practice, so it's worked out extremely well. We spent 3 or 4 years of trying to get our board members to realize that our kids deserved a little bit better down in this locker room. And we kept getting quotes and getting some things together to show them what possibilities. And we had 3 or 4 different models. We went through an architect redesigning this facility down here probably 4 to 5 times before we finally settled on one that was affordable, and that presented our best process. And even as that went on, we continued to have to make adjustments as we went along, because once you start construction on something, there's always something that comes up that has to be fixed, or that may take money away from what you want to do. I went to the National Coaches Convention and helped price out lockers, helped price out flooring, helped get ideas, talked to storage folks about all the different options of what we could do with storage. And I kept bringing those back to our architects to kind of see how much we could fit in and work. So I was pretty hands-on involved, but ultimately we had 2 or 3 folks that were making the final decisions, but we were able to make a pretty nice move.